Hey everybody, how's it going? I was just thinking, you know, it would be a great idea to give people some ideas of their own to make Yugi decks. And I think it would be really cool if people would start to see the power of appropriate and hand destruction. If you have a 40 card deck, throw those 6 cards in there because people like using hand destructions, people like using pot of extravagance, people like using, pot of duality, and that's an easy 6 cards right there that you can draw right off the back, because they're so nice. That's the mentality you have to have when you activate these cards. Like, you're so nice. Thank you very much. And there's extra cards that you could throw in there just to have for combos, like Horn of Heaven, for example. You know, negate their special summon. They can't special summon anymore for that turn. And on top of that, they're drawing a card and forcing you to activate your trap card, Appropriate, which is letting you draw 2 cards, which is getting you closer to drawing a hand destruction. You know what I'm saying? So this year, I think you guys should throw those inside your deck because it's going to vastly help your deck out. People like using a Lore of Darkness, like, oh, thank you, thank you for the 4 free cards, you know. Um, I think one of the funniest things in the world is a appropriate lock chain when 2 people have it, and it just comes down to who has more cards inside their castle, because I don't like even calling it a deck, really. I like calling it a castle because to me it just sounds more what's a good way of putting it, just flat out appropriate. It just sounds more appropriate, um that's why I like to use a 60 card castle, in my opinion, because um I like using really powerful combos like Morphine Jar and Appropriate. That's an easy 15 cards drawing in your hand. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, you draw 5? Thank you for the 10. So this year, I hope people really start to see the power of this card. In fact, it is the most powerful trap card in Yugi, whether you like to acknowledge it or not. Because that's the difference between 8 to 10 to even 14 free cards in your hand. And that's of your own opponent's doing because they're desperate and they're hard up and they need cards to do something. Shoe fly. So this year, really look at the possibility of these trap card combos with what's that trap card called? That awesome freaking trap card. Dark Bribe. Dark Bribe. Negate your opponent's spell or trap. They draw a card, you draw 2. Because they're drawing a card out of their draw phase. So what you're doing is you're recycling your hand for the next turn to basically do it again, to just bewilder them. So look at the power of these cards. Do your homework. Check out these strategies. Just play your friend in general. Be like, you know what? I'm going to throw these 6 inside my deck. Let's play. You have these cards. Let's see what happens. Like, holy shit. I just drew 4 free cards. Thanks to that. And I could do so many awesome things now that other than I wouldn't have been able to do. That's about all. Next time I'll have some exciting stuff to talk about. Until then, stay sexy, stay awesome, and stay awesome.